It's senior night for the softball squad, so let's celebrate. We will show you the hustle plays as we tip our caps to all the athletes. We will bring you the outs, the hits, and Howie dropping a foul ball. Great double play, Leah. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. And yeah, I had it in my hand, but
right there.
But it was.
If we get your glove next time, I think you make that play.
I think so too. Catcher's glove.
Or a bigger one.
Or big,
great,
one of those big giant gloves.
Big basket
yeah,
one.
Absolutely.
Well, not as much to talk about this week. A couple of games delayed due to weather. Not quite as much action, and our camera's not able to capture quite as much. So we're going to move through this pretty quickly today. We'll start with the baseball team last Tuesday at Totino, and they were not treated very friendly by the Eagles. Run out of the park, 12-2 the final in that one. Mark Manders did go 2 for 2 with a walk, a stolen base, and scored a run, but just not a lot of offensive production there. Nick Bradley takes the loss, threw 3 in the third with 7 hits, gave up 9 runs. Only 4 of the 9 runs earned, but 5 walks and only 1 strikeout. So on both ends, just not quite where the Cardinals wanted to be. The Cardinals were hoping their home field might help them bounce back on Thursday when they welcomed Champlin Park to the complex. The two teams had identical overall records, but the Rebels had one more win in conference play. So it was a big matchup in terms of the standings, and both teams are looking for a strong finish to the regular season. Champlin Park getting out to a very fast start. The first 3 batters of the ball game all hit doubles. Andrew Rackow's shot to the wall in left will open the scoring. Jack Harris and Justin Brooks both getting to the plate, and that was just the beginning. Still in the first, bases loaded with no outs, 1 out rather. Tyler Trombley singles back through the box past the diving Mark Manders. Overstar scores from third, and on a throwing error, the play allows Zach Sahalka to score as well. Rebels put up 6 in the top of the first. 8-1 in the bottom of the third. Zach Novak with a single to right. Cardinals get a little too aggressive trying to score. Rebels relay in plenty of time. Jaden Kopp out easily at the plate. Coon Rapids never threatens the lead, but they get an offensive highlight from sophomore Logan Ness. He crushes the first pitch he sees. It's a solo shot to left field. Ness's first hit of the season is a round trip. Ness also had 5 strong innings on the mound in relief. Cardinals get 1 more run thanks to a Rebel error in the 5th. Kopp's grounder to second gets right under the fielder's glove. Manders will score from second, but that's as close as it would get. Champlin scores 2 more in the 7th. They score the 10-3 win.
They pounded the ball, did the Rebels, and they off the jump, and obviously the Cardinals got behind early, and not necessarily sure that they're built for that kind of comeback, but nonetheless, they tried to make a little bit of a comeback towards in that game, but Champlin Park was just too much for them.
Rebels score 6, bat 12, score 6 in the first inning, up 8-0 after 2 innings, and the Cardinals just, as you mentioned, not really built for that. The good news is the Cardinals are a very young team. They will have a lot of pieces that are getting a lot of great experience this year. On Saturday, they celebrated their seniors over at Wintercrest. Unfortunately, they came up very empty against Prior Lake. The Lakers only allowed 1 hit to the Cardinals. Zach Novak getting the lone base knock for the Cardinals. Colin McCullough scored the lone run. He did walk a couple of times. Zach White took the loss through 6 innings. Pretty solid. He gave up just the 1 run, and it was unearned. That's a big concern. He had 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. That's a big concern, has been all season long, the number of errors and unearned runs they're allowing, and they're not able to produce at the plate. But as we talked about, all that matters is tournament time, and that's still a couple of weeks away. Cardinals will be busy this week. They're at Andover on Monday, at Spring Lake Park on Tuesday. They host Maple Grove on Wednesday, and Howie,
we'll be there.
Then they are at Duluth East on Thursday. Softball team was also at Totino on Tuesday, and the Eagles weren't very hospitable to them either. The softball team dropping this one 13-1. The Cardinals did get their bats going a little bit better. Ryan Mellum had 3 hits, including a double. Drove in 5 runs. Cardinals winning this one, I apologize, 13-1, not losing it. So they weren't very hospitable.
They would have loved to have won that 13-1.
Yeah, but the Cardinals really got the bats going. Leah Numala 2 for 4. scored a run. Abby Ness was 1 for 4. Jen Carlson 2 for 3, scored a couple of times. Zhang went the distance, gave up just 3 hits, no earned runs. 12 strikeouts and just 2
I misspoke. I meant they won 13-1, but 12 strikeouts by that youngster. She had a phenomenal outing on the mound, from the mound, where the pitching area.
Where the circle.
The circle.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, she was not quite as strong against Champlain Park on Thursday. The Cardinals lose to Champlain Park 6-1. Abby Ness went 2 for 4, scored the lone run. Chloe Christie was 1 for 3 with a double. Graham and Mellon both 1 for 2. Zhang took the loss, just 1 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, no walks, only 1 strikeout.
The Cardinals had a special event on Friday night, a game under the lights at Aspen Park, celebrating the team's seniors. They welcomed St. Louis Park, a team that is just 1 game below 500, but isn't used to seeing the level of competition the Cardinals see game in and game out. It was close to start to finish, but at the end, the Cardinals won for the 5th time in 6 games. Home team starts the scoring in the second. Vivian Hernandez with a shot to deep left center. Fielder can't snag it. Jaden Gale is going to score from second, 1-0 Cardinals. Well, they're going to add to it in the second. Grace Graham with a hot shot past the third base minder into the corner. Leah Numala is going to score all the way from first. Graham slides in with a triple. You're going to see her coming in, and good slide to get to third. No, we won't see that. Chloe Christie is up next, and she's not to be outdone. She hammers it to the gap in right center. Courtesy runner Abby Semensky in easily. Christie will slide in with the Cardinals' second straight triple. They add 3 in the second and leave 4-0. Orioles scored 2 in the top of the 4th, but the Cards get 1 back in the bottom half. Leah Numala steals third, one of her 5 steals in the game. The catcher's throw to left allows her to score on the error. Numala had a great night at the plate as she was 3 for 3. This single in the 6th scored Ness from third. Cardinals back on track with a 7-4 win.
Yeah, since getting hot, really up in Duluth, they had 4 games out of 5 games where they put up double digits and got wins. This is their 5th win in 6. Really playing well.
They are the right time of the year.
But as much as we can say it matters win or lose, what happens during the regular season is great. But what really happens in the playoffs is when it really matters. They finish with a busy schedule. They're at Cambridge Monday, at Spring Lake Park on Tuesday, and then at Andover on Wednesday. And then they will head into the playoffs next week. I think they start tournament play on Wednesday of next week. Might be Tuesday. Either way, Howie.
Yep. We'll be there.
There you go. Tennis team finished up its regular season last Tuesday with the crossover match against the Rogers Royals. Cardinals shuffling their lineup a little bit against the Royals, and they end up losing to Rogers 5-2. Anderson and Jensvold won at second doubles, 7-5, 6-2. Ryder held and DeGroat teamed up at third doubles and won in 3 sets. Sam Murillo, I believe, just his 2nd loss all season long, and he loses that in a super tiebreak, 9-11 in that super tiebreak. Savelli and Cooper held at first doubles, lost 3-6, 3-6. They now go into the tournament play this week as the number 9 seed. They will open the 5AA tournament at Armstrong. Should they beat the Falcons, the number 1 seeded Wayzata Trojans await in Wednesday's quarterfinal.
That will be a tough one, no doubt.
So the first round actually taking place on Monday, Osseo Park Center, 12 and 13, the lowest 2 in that first round. Cardinals at least avoid that first round, but with where their matchup is, that's a tough part of the bracket to be in. The singles tournament will start middle of next week on like the 25th. So the track and field teams took part in the Section 4 3A True Team Championships last week. The boys team finished in 6th place with a score of 752.50. And interesting to note, they were closer to 3rd place than they were to 7th place.
Crazy.
So really those 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th places a lot tighter than the last part. So not too terrible a placement in 6th. MJ Galama won both the long jump and the high jump again, and by a considerable margin. He has a very good opportunity to advance and compete at the state tournament. The 4x100 relay team finished in 2nd place. DeMarge was 3rd place in the 100 and 4th place in the 200. Kingsley Freeman was 4th place in the 110 hurdles, with Smith in 6th place and Dean in 7th place in that event. Dean also finished 4th place in the 300-meter hurdles. Nathan Kavanaugh, top pole vaulter, finished in 6th place. Mikey Alton was 7th place in the 400-meter dash and 9th place in the 100-meter dash. And there were actually another handful of top 10 finishes for the boys. So a pretty nice showing at the True Team Section Championships. On the girls' side, a little bit younger. They finished in 9th place out of the 10 teams. Kennedy Martinson continues to be impressive. She won both hurdle events. And again, much like MJ did in his jumping events, Kennedy running away from the pack in the hurdles. She finished 2nd place on the pole vault, and that's a ways off of where she had been when she set the school record just last week. So look for her to be a serious contender in all 3 of those events when they get to the individual section tournament a little more than a week away. 4x400 relay was their best relay team, finishing in 4th. Michaela D'Souza did well in both of her events. 5th place in the 100 and 6th place in the 200. Lukic was 10th place in the pole vault. Kerr was 12th in the triple jump. Ruby Demmer, remember Ruby Demmer, just a middle schooler, right, but finished 13th place in the 2-mile run. Persia Glenn, just a sophomore, but doing well in the throwing events. She finished in 15th place at the True Team meet. They're at Armstrong for a tri-meet with Blaine Bengals on Monday. Northwest Suburban Conference Championships will be next week on Tuesday and Thursday, and then the individual section championships will be the following week, that first week of June. Boys golf team, Northwest Suburban Conference at Keller. I believe this is the 5th match of the schedule for the Northwest Suburban Conference. Boys finished in 13th place with a 338. They had 5 guys finish in the 80s, but really impressive. 2 teams finished under par. 2 teams.
It's amazing.
Finished under par.
It's amazing.
Not just 2 individuals. No, 2 teams finished under par. That's pretty impressive.
That's very impressive, actually.
And I don't remember. I think 4 times 72 is, I believe, 288.
Yeah.
So there you see it. So the Cardinals 50 over par. 2 teams finished under par.
Crazy.
Andover, I believe it was Andover and Spring Lake Park. But Thompson led the way with an 83. DeVries chipped in an 84. Clark shot an 85 with Berg at an 86. Peyton Himley, a little off his normal pace, shot an 87, and Robert Sad finished with a 92. Boys are at Loggers Trail for what will be, I believe, the last regular season Northwest Suburban Conference tournament. Then the championship will be next Tuesday, the 24th, at Bunker Hills. Girls team, we briefly mentioned, got those scores while we were on the desk last week. Came up really short against Centennial in a dual meet, 220 to 184. And that is way off of what the scores they had been putting up. And their scores had been trending down in the previous 3 or 4 outings. So this was a little bit of a disappointment for the girls. Kate Garbo continues to be their leader, shooting a 45. Emily Verbeek was next with a 57. Maya Kelly had a 58. Eleanor Defoe a 60. Anna Kelly had a 64. And Sophia Meyer had a 69. They played another dual meet on This one was actually, I believe, on Thursday the 12th against Blaine. Little bit better score with a 216, but still well off of where the Blaine Bengals are certainly, and where they had been into the two. I think their best score so far is like a 208. Kate Garbo shot the low score again with a 46. Emily Verbeek a 49. Eleanor Defoe a 54. Kelly and Meyer both shot 67s, and Tran was in with a 71. Girls golf team is participating in the Andover Invitational at Bunker Hills today, Monday. They will be head-to-head at Rush Creek against Maple Grove on Tuesday, and then their Northwest Suburban Conference Championship, also at Bunker Hills, will be held next Thursday. Boys lacrosse team did not play on Wednesday due to inclement weather. That game pushed back to the end of the schedule. That was scheduled to play at Centennial. So they will be hosting Blaine over at Spring Lake Park on Monday, and then they will be at Totino Grace on Wednesday. Girls team, they also scheduled to play Wednesday last week. That was postponed, but they had a Friday match that they did get in, and the Cardinals came up with a 10-6 win over the Blaine Bengals on the home turf. Griffith leading the way with 3 goals. Bolander also had 3, and Akepke 2 goals, 2 assists. Jerzak and Abbott each scored for the Cardinals as well. Sam Marnholz made 9 saves to secure the win.
It's a big win for them.
The Cardinals moved to 3-6 on the season.
Yep.
Couple of weeks left for both of the lacrosse teams. The girls will host Osseo Park Center on Monday, and then they will be at Andover on Wednesday.
Yeah, big win for the girls lacrosse team. That win over Blaine. That's serves well for the program. They had to be pretty excited about getting that W.
Yeah, the Blaine, obviously any sport, Blaine is definitely a rival for the Cardinals, but historically in lacrosse, Blaine one of those upper echelon teams. Yep. So. A big victory for them, and it kind of shows things hopefully coming around in time for the playoffs. They will be, a lower seed and could possibly face a team like Elk River Zimmerman in the first round. But anything can happen when you get to the playoffs. We have playoffs on our schedule upcoming. We're going to be at the baseball game on Wednesday when the Cardinals host the Maple Grove Crimson, and then we will be at softball playoffs starting on Wednesday next week, the 25th. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continue to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young saying good night.